Hello, hello, how are you today? This is Julie Blaine. Today's project is the third in a series of 5 using the Fond of Autumn bundle, stamp set Fond of Autumn, and Autumn Bouquet. And this is today's project. I have, just a minute. This is project number 2. And project number 1. So this is a little more soft pastel. This is definitely autumn-like because it focuses mostly on the acorns. And then there is today's project. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, Parakeet Party is my new favorite color. So I saw this layout. It's called a book binding edge fold card, and I saw it on pattystamps.com. Hers was a bit different, but still a bit the same, so thanks to Patty for sharing. And did just a little something on the inside. So, note to self, don't put acorn so close to the crease. Try sticking it down, just because when I open it, it keeps hitting that. So, let's get started on today's project. And if you like coloring, this is the one for you. If you don't like coloring, just make one of them because it's beautiful. Okay, because it's a polymer stamp, I'll be using my pad. So, and I'll put all the paper cut sizes on my blog, which is juliebling.com, and I'll put them on after I finish all 5 projects. So they'll all be in one place. Okay, and then this is going to be scored at, I think it's 1 1/4, but let me just make sure. 1 1/4. Okay, big old board. I'll just keep it over there. Excuse me. This is for stamping the bouquet on, so we could do that. And I'm going to stamp it in Memento ink. And because I have black here, I'm going to put the stamp over the top of the white paper so I can make sure I get some really good coverage on my polymer stamp. That looks good. Because it's polymer, it will probably stick. The paper will probably stick to the stamp, which is a good thing because if it sticks, you can kind of rub on the underside to make sure you've got good stamp outline coverage. Woohoo! Okay, we'll be using this for the inside. Well, you know what? I could do the inside now. So this project, I'm focusing on the flowers, and on the inside of this card, I stamped using the stamp on the flower section. So when you look at the stamp, there's this part with flowers, there's the oak leaf and acorns, and then there's the berries. So I'm going to use this edge of the stamp to get lots of flowers. Okay, not too many flowers on the inside. And a few more flowers. Okay. And I think that's it for Memento. So for the inside, the greeting on the inside, this is sending many things. And I'm going to put the just a note. And I'll put that in Rich Razzleberry. Rich Razzleberry and Blackberry Bliss, I don't use them too much because somehow I get so messy with them. It's like, you could see, I'm being really neat. And before you know it, I'll have the ink everywhere, all over my hands. It's a little crazy. And this paper is for this banner. So since I have the ink open, I might as well do that. Then sending many thanks. Okay. I have ink. How could it be? Oop, those are dry. Hold on. Okay, so these pieces are going to get die cut. So in the set, there is a banner die. And when you put it on here, that fits good. But if you happen to have it upside down and you put it on, you're like, it's just not working quite right. Just flip it over and it will magically work beautifully. And then this die, okay, so I'm going to cut out one banner and this bouquet image 2 times, just because I want lots of flowers. Have them colored. But don't worry, we're going to be doing coloring on the inside. So there's the banner, and this bouquet is a complete bouquet. You probably didn't need to know how it goes back together, but that's okay. So it goes just about like that. So that's one bouquet, here's the other bouquet. And we're going to be using just these pieces that are colored. So from one, it'll be 2 berries, acorn, oak leaf, and flowers. And this one, just another thing of flowers. So these I could use on a future project. Okay. So let's get to making the card. This is inside. I guess I could put that on now because I could color over the top because the black won't show anything. And while I'm at it, oh, that's pretty. That would be distracting from this card though. That's really pretty paper. This is the paper with the pumpkins, the rustic pumpkin product suite. This is from that. Okay, so this piece goes right on this panel. And this piece goes right up against that score line. And I could have made it, right now it's I think 1 1/8. I could have made it narrower to 1 inch, but then you'd have like a double width gap, and that wouldn't look so good. See the adhesive over there. There's a crazy driver. Just a note, wait till I put the color on. It looks so good. So there's without color and with color. Doesn't that look great? Ah, I love bright colors. Okay, let's do the bookbinding part. So for that, I'm going to be using this metallic woven ribbon, and this is in parakeet. So I'll take, I don't know why I'm hoarse. Just a little bit, and that's just going to wrap over here. Now put a little bit of adhesive just to hold it for now. Put it right in the middle. Okay, it's stuck there, and now I'm going to use my liquid glue to make sure that this bookbinding stays closed. Okay, so there we go. Okay, and I'll do the double bow after I get this leaf and acorn ready. You can use tear tape instead of, or in addition to Stampin' Seal, and in addition to the glue. Whatever product you have, it will work good. Okay, so this is going to go about here. Here's all my beautifulness. And the acorns, I know I'm going to have to cut them, because if I just put them on here, it's just a shame to cover up that much of the acorn, because it's a whole bunch of pretty stuff. And these are the same. And you know, just for placement, for right now, I'm going to take maybe one mini dimensional and hold it in place. And I know that I'll have to stick it down more, and but this will just be like a placeholder for it. And I know I could remove that if necessary. So the acorns. The acorns, I'm going to keep these two and keep the swoosh right here. And on here, this is what became underneath the double bow. But just one little sticky, one mini dimensional, just for placement. not in the way of the hinge. I like how that one berry was kind of leaning over into the words. Okay. Well, maybe I could get that swoosh to come up over the words. Look at that. Okay, looking good. So now that I'm happy with the placement, now I'm going to really stick it down, where I'll take whatever size dimensional is needed. Big will probably be best. And just start loading it up under there, because I don't want it to move. And I don't want to get it on the hinge. And I don't want to see dimensionals through these little openings. Okay, maybe one more. And how about the words? The words, a little bit more. Boy, if you're not coloring it, it goes much quicker. I spent quite a bit of time coloring it, and I had fun. But that's because I was putting everything in Parakeet Party. Okay, looking good. So now this part, the acorn, I'm going to cut off the swoosh. I kind of wish I could use that somewhere else, but I couldn't find a place. See, I have this one remaining, but it's colored perfectly. It's really cute. But I think that if I add it, it gets too busy. Okay, so this can go here, and it's not going to get in the way of my hinge this time. Well, it's going to go on there. Even if I have to, hopefully it'll work this time. This one, I think it just needs a little. See, I keep folding up that paper. Don't do what I did. It's like a stick. Okay, so this one, even if it's off the card, unless I did it, but I want the bow to come from there. Okay, it's just going to be off the card. Sometimes stamper's got to do what a stamper's got to do. Okay, so now time for a double bow. I have all the colors of this metallic woven ribbon, and it's all in all the end colors, and I keep wanting to use it. Finally, This is a perfect fit. Okay, a little double bow. And I'm going to attach it with a glue dot and then follow it up with liquid glue. So the glue dot's a little bit too big, so I'm going to just kind of fold that in half to make it a narrow glue ball. Let me kind of fluff this bow a little bit. And then the tails go down. And then follow it up with liquid glue. I've had too many bows fall off lately. So, because the glue dries clear, liquid glue. Okay, looking good, but it wants 5 champagne rhinestones. Doesn't everyone want champagne rhinestones? 4 and a little bitty one. 5. Pretty, pretty. Pretty, pretty. Okay, so inside coloring. No more scissors. Okay, when I pull all these markers in, don't cringe at how many there are. So, I like the Rich Razzleberry. This is Blackberry Bliss. That's okay. So I'm going to make this one Rich Razzleberry. I'm doing just a little bit of the dark. Some people like me to do coloring. If you're not one of them, you could just fast forward through it. Okay. Rich Razzleberry dark. Then Rich Razzleberry light. And I'm just going to leave enough room for one more color. Can you guess what color that is? Fresh Freesia. I feel like that's a light, really purple, but it comes out so pretty. It's kind of fun to play around and see what colors you could get to work with each other. Dark Fresh Freesia. So that will fill in all the remaining little gaps. And I'm not really taking time to blend perfectly well. Just a little bit of blending. Mostly to fill in the white area of the petal. I'm going to pass over it just to blend it just a little bit. I like it when all the colors are showing. It's like that's dark, that's light, and now there's this color. Okay. Then the center is, I made up my little color chart here. And it's so nice to look at it and say, oh, I want that color, whatever it is, rather than having a name attached with it and trying to hope it's the right color. It's just nice to pick it out from here. So the center of that one is going to be 600 with daffodil. 600. And daffodil, these little dots, and I'm purposely not perfectly coloring them in, because if there's one that's white, it just looks like highlights. Like that one is really sparkly. Okay, since I have daffodil dark, I'm going to color, how about this flower? Because this flower will be daffodil light, daffodil dark, I'm just going to leave some room for the second color. Okay, and the center of this one will be, how about this lighter color, which is Stampin' Up! 500. Oh, that looks the same as the other one. That's okay. And Cajun Craze Dark for the little dots. So on the center, and then some of these little dots. Okay, and pumpkin pie, orange flower. And this is going to be 3 colors. It's going to be pumpkin pie dark, pumpkin pie light, and pale papaya light. So fill it in, leaving a little room for papaya. So right now the flowers, they're looking good. They're okay. But once the green is added, the parakeet and the olive, it looks so good. Oh, the berries. The berries are going to be razzleberry or blackberry bliss. Okay, the center of this one is papaya. And the dots are going to be, how about this one? SU 600. Okay, so berries are raspberry. Is that raspberry? Bliss. Blackberry Bliss. Raspberry went away, but it was very similar to Blackberry Bliss. I couldn't even tell the difference. I see a little acorn over here. So the acorn is the redder color. And then the cap is SU 500 with a few details on the cap. And this is SU 200. Okay, and now it's time for green, green, green. So I found that Parakeet Party, oh, I didn't finish the berries. Parakeet Party, the colors are very similar. So usually I do the dark first, and then with the light do just a little bit of blending. But because the colors, Parakeet Light and Dark, are so similar, I found it easier just to color the whole thing in Parakeet Light, let it dry, and do some low lights in Parakeet Dark. Parakeet Light. It's brightening up, isn't it? This is such a fun color. When I first saw it, I thought, that's really bright. That's not going to be in my world. I do like Granny Apple. So I thought Granny Apple is just fine. But I've come around to being a Parakeet Party super fan. So Tony has a bus trip tonight. He was supposed to be home at 9:30, and he sent a text saying 10:15. But it's kind of be weird. It's weird to be in my room in the evening, not just kind of evening, but really evening. Okay, so that is today's project, today's card. My little bow was just catching on there, if you want any of these ends that are kind of sticking out, maybe just glue them down. Oh, I didn't put extra dimensionals on there. That one's still wiggly. Can have that. False alarm. We thought we were done, but yeah, that one is still. You probably knew that, huh? Good thing I checked. And that banner might get caught in the hinge of my bookbinding. Okay, so now that's it. That's today's project. Cute, cute, cute. Thank you for watching, and until next time, have a great day. Bye.